welcome to another episode of the College Football Tailgate. As always, it's me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only Biff's Cutoff Crew, Chase! Lupine Fiasco Sesums, and the one, the irrefutable, the redeemable. I would say he is redeemable. Even though he's wearing all that, I don't want to say paraphernalia, but...
Whoa.
It is Uncle Rico. What's up, Erik? What's up, boys? How are we doing this week?
Doing well, man.
It's been a good week so far. I'm ready to pick some games. What's the broad overview for this week 9 slate of college football?
I love it. Love it.
At first I thought I wasn't gonna love it, and then I came away with like 1, 2, 3, 4. I came away with like 15 picks.
Jesus. I really want to hear that fucking teaser too.
Oh, it's I got one, Erik. It's a little 4-teamer.
Not 15-teamer?
Not a 15-teamer teaser. Don't worry. I'll have one later. Oh, damn it. We can't hear Chase.
Oh, sorry. I was coughing earlier, and so I muted myself.
It feels cough button on.
I was like, these dicks, how are they not listening to me? I was getting upset there for a second. You can tell I started to gesture angrily.
That's how I noticed. I saw your lips moving. I saw the gestures, and I was like, oh, wait.
You're handing at us.
It's like, I was going to say, this week it seems like the average spread that I want to play is a lot bigger. Like, typically I don't like to play, like, huge numbers. I want to play, numbers within a touchdown or two. I'm starting to, like, there are a couple that I kind of leaned into that are, like, way bigger numbers. I feel like it's a less exciting, like, straight up college football playoff implication kind of week than it is like necessarily a betting week.
I agree with that. This is like not as many big matchups as you look for, but there's a couple for not playoff implications, but for conference implications that are very, very exciting to watch out for. You boys ready to jump right into this shit?
Let's go.
For someone like me, I love this weekend.
Oh, trust me here. Same. UMass at Army. Army's a 9.5-point favorite with an over-under set at 51, plus 285 on the money line for UMass. Anyone besides me got to play in this one?
Nothing.
I'm taking the under 51. I think Army's defense, as bad as Army has looked in spots this year, I think they are good enough to hold UMass to barely anything. And I still think the pace of play is going to be pretty slow in this game. Give me under 51.
Man, these Army unders have gotten to be such a risky proposition because you never know when their quarterback is just going to be able to come out and just absolutely shred a defense like he did to UTSA. Halil. Yeah,
Halil,
hey man.
Yeah, Halil's favorite bet's Kentucky plus 4, Marshawn Lloyd for USC plus 65 rushing yards.
Yeah, I just put a spoiler in the chat, dude.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Gross.
Oh no.
Game number 2, UConn at Boston College. I think at this point, UConn's dead to everybody, but Boston College is a 14.5-point favorite, over under 50, plus 460 on the money line for UConn. No, thank you.
If I were going to do anything, I'd fucks with UConn, but why would I want to do that? So this is a pass.
Exactly. Like, why? The only bet I would be making is UConn plus 14.5, but I don't want to hitch my wagon to this UConn team at all.
Who's officially just waving the white flag?
They're on my they're either on my fade list or just do not bet list because Boston College is also on my fade list, so just stay away. Florida State at Wake Forest. Florida State's a 21-point road favorite, over under 52.5, plus 870 on the money line for Wake. In years past, I would have loved to take Wake here.
I think it's a good spot to take Wake. Actually, I'm going to add this. This is going to be one of my plays. I'm going to take Wake.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm going to take Wake plus the 20.5. I think it's a letdown spot for Florida State after a big game against Duke last week. So, like, spot-wise, it seems like the spot to play Wake Forest. So I'm getting, minus 105 for a 3-touchdown spread. I'll go ahead. I'll take that.
Jim, how much were you yelling Mariucci during that Wake Forest comeback last week?
I was yelling it pretty hard. Not as hard as I yell Bean, which I hope to be yelling pretty hard this week. West Virginia at UCF. Central Florida is a 7-point favorite at home, over under a 59.5, plus 235 on the money line for West Virginia. Anybody got anything?
I got
in this
nothing.
game? I thought about dabbling in West Virginia. If you watched the Picks Porch yesterday, I did take West Virginia in a little parlay to please Chase.
Yeah, the Make Chase Happy parlay. It's the
Make
greatest
Chase
parlay
Happy
ever.
parlay.
Yeah,
To please the people.
yeah. I'll tell you, it's definitely on the opposite side of Halil here.
It definitely is.
Definitely on the opposite side of Halil, the Make Chase Happy parlay.
Up next, Oklahoma at Kansas. Oklahoma right now is an 8.5-point favorite, over under 67, plus 275 on the money line. I got Kansas as a 9.5-point dog.
I got something in this one too.
Give it to me, Uncle Rico. I like Kansas in this spot. I'm like you. I don't fully trust this Oklahoma team.
Yeah, I took Kansas plus 9.5. I also took a little plus 300 too. Oklahoma, they are honestly shaping up to be this year's TCU. Look, they should have lost to UCF last week if it wasn't for one of the worst pass interferences calls I've seen in recent history. You look back at Oklahoma's schedule, you look back at Texas, Cincinnati, SMU, all their defensive metrics are just basically against Arkansas State and Tulsa. So they're a little bit askewed. Turnover regression is coming for Oklahoma. Trivia question. Who leads the Big 12 in turnover-worthy plays?
Is it Oklahoma?
Is it Oklahoma?
It's Big Dylan. Dylan Gabriel leads the conference in turnover-worthy plays.
DG.
Yes.
Goddamn.
So the turnover regression is coming. Look at our boy Lance. Lance is a dog, home dog, 67% ATS. They're going to be able to run on this Oklahoma team. I know everyone says their defense is stout. They were allowing 4.7 yards per carry to UCF. I think Kansas is going to be able to run the ball. And rivalry game, Oklahoma State on deck. I'll take Kansas plus the 9.5 and plus 300.
Shout one black guy making the face in the chat for the same face I make for college football too. Go ahead, Chase.
Boom. I think that this is a sneaky underplay, and I've decided to be an unders taker. Ooh. And after this game, you're going to play my carry Underswood jam. I got it under 66.5 here. That one thing that Uncle Rico mentioned that I don't think that people really think about. They think of Kansas. They think of the Big 12. They think that Kansas just like chucks the ball around the yard constantly. They run the ball a whole lot.
They do it well too.
And I really think that with the way that both of these teams play, even though that they do run the ball, it's a run offense that can rip off a bunch of yards quickly. So I think that it's going to behoove both offenses to keep the ball away from the other offense. I think both of these teams are actually going to want to slow it down quite a bit. With that being said, I think the under 66.5 is a really solid play right there.
My only worry now that Erik called Oklahoma this year's TCU, remember how much TCU annoyed you and frustrated you last year because they just kept winning no matter what.
They just kept winning. Horseshoe up ass.
I don't think Oklahoma has that luck factor that TCU seemed to have last year. I pray that they don't.
I looked at it, even though Duggan wasn't throwing as many balls that should have been picked off as Gabriel is this year.
Okay, good. Indiana going to Penn State. Penn State is a 31-point favorite. Over under 45.5. No money line posted over at our friends Bet Online. Anybody got anything in this one?
I'll just say that I think it's a James Franklin flex game. Like I think they probably cover, but I don't want to be the guy who loses with that ticket.
You know what? I will be that guy. Give me Penn State. I need a big spread. Give me Penn State minus 31 versus Indiana. I'll do it. I'll add it to my card.
Is that why Penn State's offense was so awful last week?
It was a look-ahead spot to Indiana.
Look-ahead spot to Indiana to get the cover?
Yeah, like James Franklin's just worried about those covers.
A classic James Franklin look ahead.
Maryland at Northwestern. Maryland is a 14-point road favorite, over under 48, plus 445 on the money line for the Wildcats of Northwestern. No, thank you.
Do you really just lean into the October Maryland and hit Northwestern? Just a little sprinkle on Northwestern on the money line.
I thought about it. I honestly thought about taking Northwestern here, but I didn't do it.
I did think about it. You know what, Chase? If I do anything, I lean into bits. Give me Northwestern plus 14.
You know what? I'm gonna add that to a round robin. Yeah, I'm putting that in.
Let me get Northwestern there.
I get plus 100 even money here for 13.5. I'll take that.
Houston at Kansas State. Kansas State is a 17.5 point favorite at home. Over under of 60.5. Plus 660 on the money line for the Cougs. No, thank you.
Nothing. So actually, let's we're talking a little Houston. Is this just their emotional letdown?
It could be.
You know, because they
should have beat Texas.
They should have beat Texas. You know, they should, like, just looking at their schedule, they should have beat Texas. They had Dana's revenge game at West Virginia. And then before that, Texas Tech, that's nothing. And they have Baylor on deck. I'm just saying, like, 2 weeks in a row. But on the flip side, Kansas State, that's a lot of points when Kansas State has Texas on deck.
Yeah, that's my worry right there. Is that
it seems so obvious to me that Houston covers 17.5. That seems like blatantly wrong with this, right? Like it's that kind of fishy. Is that how you guys feel? That's how I feel.
It does seem like a very wide spread. I know Kansas State for the last 2 weeks has been like blowing teams out. But
yeah. Still. And it's like I said, like you're coming off of that Texas game where you should be riding high after beating Texas, but like you royally fucked that up. Like, and then you went off a Hail Mary the game before.
Well, I mean, that's after you gave. I mean, that game. I mean, that was the first game I felt has taken years off my life as someone that had Houston plus the points, because like they gave up a touchdown, like a 45-yard touchdown on a 4th and 10. It was like, yeah. I mean, what a time I did.
What a time to be alive.
Lil's got another question for us, boys. Any news on Grayson McCall or Riley Leonard?
So line movement would indicate McCall is in and Leonard is out, but reports sound like it's the opposite. Are we sure that that's maybe the case? Is that they might play worse if Leonard is in, like if he's that injured, you know, that could be
if he's as banged up as I would assume he is. Then
that could kind of maybe explain the line movement better.
Leonard out or Leonard in. I think the way in that game is the under.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
South Carolina at Texas A&M. A&M's a 17-point home favorite. Over under of 51, plus 550 on the money line for South Carolina. Chase, I should have added South Carolina to the Chase happy part.
That would have made me very happy.
I should have added that. That's
very happy.
So, I have a question for Chase as our Arkansas insider, if you will.
Please let me help you.
Feel if during the off season, Sammy calls up Bobby and is like, "Yo, Bobby, you want to come home?
Yo, Bobby, getting the band back together.
You want to be the OC?"
He was the co-head coach for some of the best football times of my life. But the deal is he's a gigantic dirtbag. And I would welcome him home with open arms.
Would you cry?
He could stay on my couch, like on the fold-out bed. I'd be like Tom Brady with AB. Like he could stay with me. I trust this man around my family.
I can fix him.
If that happens, we'll have to get the graphics department to make a video with Petrino and the song "I'm Coming Home" in the background.
Yeah. Oh yes, that'll instantly rise to the top of the priority list. Tulsa at SMU. SMU's a 20.5 point home favorite. Over under a 56, plus 1,000 on the money line for the Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa.
No, thank you.
No. Western Michigan at Eastern Michigan. The battle for who is the bottom of the directional Michigan schools. Western is a 2.5-point road favorite, over under 48.5, plus 123 on the money line for Eastern Michigan. You know what I do in this spot, boys?
Take the
Give me
dog.
Eastern. Give me Eastern every day. I'm taking
Hey.
them straight up. I think Western is the worst one.
My preference in directional mishes goes Central, Eastern, Western. So fuck Western here. I'm with you. Eastern on the money line.
We ride.
You know, CMU and Western have this huge rivalry. I actually have a fuck Western t-shirt somewhere in my place. I'll wear it
Oh,
next
that's
week.
beautiful.
Yes. But we still love Western. We love all
Oh,
directional
yes,
mishes.
just less.
We're still equal opportunity.
Putting that
We're
out
just saying.
Just putting that out there.
Like if I had to pick a least favorite kid, it's Western.
Yeah. As the parent of two, I know how that feels.
Yeah.
I mean,
Clemson.
the only thing that Western's
ahead.
Western's a phenomenal party school.
I bet.
A phenomenal Kalamazoo. And
As
then
often as Tim Allen used to wear those damn sweatshirts on Home Improvement.
oh my
of
god!
course-
And
of
then
course
the
it's a
bar we
party
used to
school.
go to right across the street had this donut place. I forget what the name of it was. It was a place, but it was something donut mill.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oreo donuts. I mean,
Great for hangovers.
just dude, fresh out of the bar, like 2:33. You're going there.
Oh,
They have a
even
drive-through, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just fucking phenomenal, dude.
But it's you're lucky that you hung out in there without somebody pounding you Central nerds. You know how the Western guys
Damn right.
roll.
Hey, buddy, I know how
I
they
don't
roll.
know.
Dude. That's why we never threw up the CMU there, dude.
Yeah, you just kept. You got tuck. It's like tucking your chain in before you go somewhere dangerous. It's like hold on.
Yep. Can't be seen like this.
Yep.
Clemson at NC State. Clemson is a 9.5-point road favorite, over under 44, plus 280 on the money line for NC State.
Okay, so was Dabo's interview after the game about the team psychologist? Was that his interview for the Michigan State coaching job? Just
Maybe.
saying something so effing stupid.
Just tone deaf. Just
Like,
completely
what
tone
the
deaf.
Fuck is he thinking? Like,
I think Dabo just might be an idiot.
Yeah,
didn't
I
see
think
it,
he's.
but I
yeah.
couldn't come to it.
I don't know. My take on Dabo is that he's more. He might have more like douchebag opinions than Mike Gundy, and we're just kind of figuring it all out.
I think he
now.
for sure does.
Yeah. I think he just forces his teams into to take a knee from moments of prayer, and this stuff like that. Like he's just kind of crazy.
Sports Hack has a question for later. You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Oh man, never again for me.
Is that called
Last
a teaser in
week.
the industry?
Yeah, it's a little teaser before the teaser.
Never again for me. Not this season.
For the teaser.
Memphis at North Texas. Memphis is a 6.5-point road favorite, over under 68.5, plus 235 on the money line for North Texas. I do have something in this game.
I don't have anything, but it would be North Texas.
Because they play good offense, I am taking North Texas, but not on the spread. I am taking North Texas's team total over 30.5.
That over looks kind of fuckwithable, doesn't it?
I could fucks with that over. But I do think North Texas scores a decent amount of points here. Up next, Michigan State at Minnesota. Minnesota's a 6.5-point home favorite, over under 41.5, plus 210 on the money line. Man, did I think about taking the under here.
I have a play here. I have two plays.
Oh!
I got Michigan State
Clapping it up for that.
7.5, and I took them on the money line plus 240. This is a huge letdown spot for Minnesota after their big win over Iowa. Was with a little bit of controversy surrounding that win. With Minnesota's offense, do we trust them laying this big of a number? This season, when laying over 7 points or more, Minnesota is a robust 1-4 ATS. The last 4 seasons, while laying 7 or more, only 47% ATS. Nate Carter is a freaking stud for MSU, and he got taken out of the game last week against Michigan because Michigan just boat raced them. But Minnesota doesn't have the offense that Michigan has. Michigan State is going to be able to lean on Carter, get the run game going. Zion Young, sneaky good season on the defensive line for Sparty. I think he's going to be able to get in the backfield, make the Greek missiles life hell. Also, low total, high spread. Last 20 years, teams getting 7 or more with a total this low, 56% ATS. Looking at Minnesota's schedule, who have they beat? Who have they beaten where you're like, oh, damn, you know what? This justifies over a touchdown against Michigan State for as bad Michigan State has been. In the Big Ten, after losing by 42 points or more the last 20 years, next game, 62% ATS. 62%. When they are road dogs, getting 7.5 or more on the road, that goes up to 86%. Give me Sparty plus 7.5. Boom.
Oof. Eric, you got me on. You got me on board. I will fade this Minnesota team into the sun.
I can't. So I can't do it. Like, here's the deal.
They burned you.
Do I trust Minnesota to cover 6.5? I mean, no. But do I? Is it such a thing that I don't trust Michigan State getting 6.5 either? Like, I don't know. Is that a gambling thing? I feel like it should be a gambling thing. Like, I don't trust them to get that many points. And
if we would have gotten in over 7, I'd be definitely all over it.
Yeah. Like, when it's below 7, I would stop. But if you get 7 or higher, I would go for it.
Did you, when you were getting all those like statistics and percentages, did you check the box in the filters for like when the coach had recently been fired for jaying off on the phone?
That's not.
That didn't factor into those at all. That's why I don't trust it. That's why I don't trust the 6.5.
Michigan State's always an outlier when it comes to things. Virginia at Miami, Florida. Miami's an 18.5 point home favorite, over under a 47.5, plus 750 on the money line for UVA. Chase.
I'm on Miami minus 18.5. Huge letdown spot for Virginia after they beat North Carolina last week. This is quite easily the biggest spread I will take all week. I don't know. I think it's just such an obvious spot that I'm all over Miami.
I really do want to fade Virginia here. Bobby Thomas comes in saying Miami first half locked. He didn't say locked, but I put words in his mouth. Chase.
I like that. I wonder what the number is. What's the number on the first half?
First half number for Miami is, let's see, 10.5.
Yeah, I like that.
Doesn't Virginia tend to like kind of start fairly quick though?
I think it's just more of a spot though. You know what I mean? They're coming out and beating UNC. Yeah,
no, it's I definitely think the spot is good. Like, yeah.
Chase, I like your pick. I love fading this Virginia team right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand tall with you.
Yeah, do that.
I'm taking my.
Did you guys ever see the walking tall with The Rock? That was a good flick.
Eric, are you asking me if I've seen a movie with The Rock in it? I went through every one of his movies once he bought the XFL. I don't know what you're alluding to. That was one of the first ones I watched.
That was a good flick, dude.
Yeah.
The Johnny Knoxville character kind of reminds me of you.
That's fair. Yeah.
To be fair, his favorite was Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart. I think it's the one that really.
I was a big Scorpion King fan.
Yeah.
Duke at Louisville. Louisville is -6 at home, over under 45.5, plus 200 on the money line for the Blue Devils.
I'm just kind of interested in watching this game.
Yeah, I'm interested to see just kind of how I would kind of lean towards Duke, but I want just nothing to do
Duke's
with it.
defense is freaking phenomenal.
It's awesome. It's so good.
But even, how can I word this? With the backup quarterback, their offense is insanely limited. With Leonard, it's going to be more limited. You look at Louisville. I mean, we talked about it before, like turnover regression and everything, positive and negative. they had literally no turnovers. And then it just was like that game in The Price is Right with the dude going up the cliff and then just fell off.
The
Everything
yodeler.
came at once.
The yodeler, yeah.
Yeah. Everything came at once. Everything came at once against Pitt. How are they going to bounce back? But look, at the end of the day, I really don't trust Plummer against this defense. So I would definitely lean toward the under regardless of Leonard's playing or not.
45.5.
Yep.
This feels like sarcasm, sports facts.
You know what, Eric? I'm on it. I'm on the under. Under
I like
45.
The awesomely named Fartwind Gusto tells us it's mountain climbers. Thank you, Fartwind
Thank you.
Gusto. Which you now take my favorite Twitch name. My favorite Discord name is, I believe, Clown Fart. Yeah, Clown Fart.
That's a good one. Clown Fart's pretty decent, too.
Yeah.
Southern Miss at App State. App State is a 16.5-point home favorite. Over under 56 plus 580 on the money line. God dang it, I want to take Southern Miss here, but I steadied myself and I stayed away.
I mean, that DC that left was just huge for them. Yeah. I mean, their defense has just been absolutely awful.
I think there's a tight knit farting community, Chase.
Of the fart screen name community.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this game, though. Get me away from Southern Miss as far as I can. Miami of Ohio at Ohio. The Bobcats of Ohio are 7.5-point home favorites. Over under of 39 plus 250 on the money line.
I'm not sure if I want to play this, but also I'm getting kind of anxious and wanting to cruise the streets for some action, at the same time.
I did cruise the streets for some action, and I'm taking Miami of Ohio plus the 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have their quarterback. I mean, losing Gabbert was huge.
It's huge. I'm going to roll with them, though. They have the momentum. They're feeling something. Give me Miami of Ohio. Coming after a very disappointing loss. Eric, when a MAC team loses everything, that's when they're most dangerous. That's when they're the most dangerous.
When you back a MAC team into a corner, they're like a wounded animal.
They're like a feral Wolverine just ready to go at anybody.
Ha! That's a MAC team that's been backed into a corner.
Purdue at Nebraska. Nebraska is a 1.5-point home favorite. Over under of 39.5 plus 101 on the money line for the Boilermakers. Boy, I thought about taking this under.
I kind of like your offensive prowess now with the
fuck Purdue.
There we go. Don't touch him anymore. I got on the wrong track for my life and was betting Purdue early in the season. I'm glad that I've stopped doing that.
To me, this is like a classic Big Ten West game of just flip the coin. Both these teams suck.
Obviously, Northwestern look ahead spot against Michigan State coming up.
For Purdue?
Yeah.
Or Nebraska? You mean Nebraska?
Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge one.
Yeah.
I know Nebraska kind of needs this one and Michigan State in order to make a bowl game.
For bowl eligibility?
Yeah.
So you think they're focused up for it?
I think they're focused up. I mean, unless they're feeling themselves, because if you look at the Big Ten West standings, guess what? Nebraska's still live in it, baby. Still live. Only one divisional loss.
Since Iceberg Sims isn't playing quarterback anymore, and you've got the white kid playing
from old Kearney, Nebraska.
Yes, who's by far just the most like Nebraska person I've ever seen in my life. Oh, he's from Kearney? Is that what you said?
He's from my neck of the woods, yeah.
Okay, all right. Since he's got in, I think the offense has looked way better. Hudson Card
he did start the game with 2 picks last week.
Well, I mean, he still moves the ball through the air.
Yes.
And then at the same time, like Purdue's quarterback is terrible. He turns the ball over a lot. And I feel like you actually have a fairly good secondary and defense. I'm on, you know what? I'm adding it. I'm on Nebraska to cover here against Purdue.
If I could find a prop for like both teams to throw an INT, or multiple, I might bet that.
That's kind of
How about
sexy.
no-
That's
how about
kind
no-
of sexy.
How about no touchdown for the game?
No, because they're like Nebraska will fuck their way into a touchdown. They've done their way. They've done some dumb shit and gotten like random touchdowns in every game. It seems like.
And
So
Hudson Card feels like a walking pick six.
Yeah.
Like he's a pick six waiting to happen.
Oregon at Utah. Oregon's a 6.5-point road favorite. Over under a 47 plus 195 on the money line for Utah. I am of the belief that Utah will just run the gambit and beat all of the Pac-12 contenders and then somehow lose a game to somebody. So then the Pac-12 just won't get into the playoffs. But I'm not betting this game.
I'm betting this game.
Erik!
I'm betting this game. I got Utah plus the 6.5 and on the money line plus 205. With how Lanning coached against Washington, how can you trust him laying this many points against the Pac-12 covering god known as Kyle Winningham? As a dog, business casual, 59% ATS. As a dog in the Pac-12, that ticks up to 61% ATS.
What about home dog?
Oregon likes to run the ball. Utah allowing only 3 yards per rush attempt. That's going to force Bo Nix to throw the ball. Oh, yeah, and where's this game being played? In Utah. Road Bo Nix. He's going to have some turnovers. Utah's going to be able to stifle that defense. Also, Jackson, one of the better DBs for Oregon, he's not going to be playing. This is going to make stuff easier for whoever's playing quarterback at Utah to throw the ball. I don't think they're going to be able to stop the Utes rushing game, which is going to open stuff up in the passing game. No Jackson there. Utah's going to be able to take advantage of it. And my question, why isn't my boy Vikai? Why isn't he getting this Travis Hunter love? This guy
playing both ways is crazy.
This guy's a fucking beast, dude. A man among boys.
He's a fucking stud.
A manimal.
He's like a man child. I got Utah. I did it 6.5 plus 205.
I love it. My heart's with this game, but I cannot bring myself to bet it.
Oh my god, is that even Sparty on the mug? Look at you
Dude,
today.
I got Sparty all over the place. Sparty on the
He's
mug, Sparty on the
Sparty
hat.
up.
Well, I'm
Sparty
just expecting you to just start producing like cucumbers and other like random green and things like from under the desk, man.
Have you guys seen the TikTok with Kermit the Frog?
No.
There's like a bunch of them. Which ones are you talking about?
The one where he goes on an Omega?
No.
All
No, I have not.
right, we'll talk about that off air.
It sounds like a whole porn thing, Erik. I'm a little worried about you.
Dude, random stuff in my TikTok, man.
Georgia at Florida. It's the cocktail party, everybody. Georgia's a 14-point favorite in this one. 49.5 is the total, plus 430 on the money line for the Gators. Chase.
No Brock Bowers. Don't care. I think the Georgia's been sleepwalking through spots. This is their first game of the season, and I think that they wake the fuck up and just put it on Florida today. Quite honestly, I'm taking the big spread. I've got Georgia minus 14.5 here because I can get even money for it.
Woo!
I got something.
Woo. Erik, lay it on me.
I know you're on the opposite side. Just I could see your little smirk.
Oh god, yeah. I took the Gators plus the 14.5. I also sprinkled a little bit on the plus 475. Napier as a dog for his whole coaching career, 76% ATS. As a dog in SEC play, it ticks up to 78%. We need to remember Georgia against Auburn, their biggest issue was stopping the run, and now you're going to face this Napier rushing attack with the two-headed rushing.
One thing they do good.
Yeah, the two-headed rushing monster that Florida has. For as much as I've hated on Mertz, actually been decent this year, not turning the ball over much.
Yeah.
That running game is going to open stuff up. Georgia is loaded, no doubt, with the talent. I haven't been that impressed with Carson Beck. You have no Bowers there. I think the offense is going to struggle. And they almost lost to Auburn when Michigan State transfer Patrick Thorne had 86 yards passing. This team has just been, like Chase said, has been sleepy. There's been one game they showed up for all year long. Top 5 teams on the road when not playing at home this season, when laying 14 points or more, are only 40% ATS. I don't think Georgia is going to be able to stop the run with this new running clock rules and the running game that Florida has. I think this is too many points. I took Florida here plus the 14.5 with a small sprinkle on the money line.
No, thank you. I want nothing to do with this one. I'm just going to enjoy, sit back, and watch.
And have a cocktail?
I will have a cocktail. Make a little cocktail of Red Bull and vodka.
I'm just happy that if Florida wins, that all that great stuff that Uncle Rico said, getting it right will be what carries forward, and everything that I said immediately before that will be lost to history, and I'm completely okay with it.
But then if you're right, all the stuff I said, same thing. All my stuff will be gone, and your stuff will be right.
We only care about the winners on this show.
We only care about the winners. We don't talk about the losers.
The windshield is bigger than the rear view. We look forward to the future winners that we have.
That's very country, so that's very like a Reba McEntire song of you, Jim.
You're welcome. Pitt at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a 20.5 point home favorite over under 45.
Christ.
Plus 825 on the money line for Pitt.
That number's ridiculous.
That's pretty bad. I almost want to take Pitt here, but I'm going to stay away. Anybody playing this one?
That's the Nano, my brother.
No. Iowa State at Baylor. Iowa State is a 3-point road favorite over under 47 plus 135 on the money line for the Bears. No, thank you.
You say the word Iowa, and I perk up because I get ready to bet an under, and it's like Iowa State. I'm like, no, I'm out.
No, thank you.
I have a question. Who is the most dynamic player on that Iowa team? It's that punt returner, right? I'm spacing on the.
It's got to be the punt returner. Was he a cornerback or a safety?
Yeah,
cornerback, right?
Is it Deja something? Dejanay?
Yeah. With how
Dijonais
that offense is,
just have him play both ways.
You're telling me you can't have 4 to 5 plays where you just roll that kid out there and throw it to him, hand it off to him, just flipping anything. Like, where is the creativity? It's just amazing to me.
I'm actually surprised with the way Iowa's defense decides to run, and to help their defense out, Iowa just doesn't decide to run the wishbone.
Right. There's some teams where I'm like, why aren't you doing this? Like, why are we still forcing ourselves into something that we know that we're not? Like, for example, you're Iowa, you have a backup quarterback who is obviously not very good at all. And why are we still forcing that? Like, he can't complete a pass to a wide receiver. Like, why are we just... I mean, you're obviously built by Iowa. Like, you've got linemen, you've got tight ends. Like, why are you not just cramming the fucking ball right down people's throats, just running it like crazy with a little bit of misdirection thrown in?
I'm right there with you, Chase. They should do something. This game, though, Iowa State Baylor, I want nothing to do with. BYU Texas. Texas is a 20.5 point home favorite over under 49.5 plus 870 on the money line for BYU. That also, that's very much against Iowa's MO. They are squarely. I think Kirk Ferentz built a box inside of the other box.
So there's a box, and there's an inner box, and there's an inner box.
Yeah, he is as far in the box as you can be. By the way, we'll get to it. I don't know if Iowa plays this week. Iowa needs 33.8. Brian Ferentz needs 33.8 points per game going out.
He's not going to get that. There's no way he gets that bonus, dude. There's no way. Absolutely no way. Oh my God. Even if they play in the Big Ten championship game and he gets an extra game, he will have to score 70 points in that game.
The bowl game counts too.
Okay.
They're going nothing but onside kicks when they're playing CMU in the Motor City Bowl.
Maybe if you're Iowa, though, if you want more points, you should just be on defense more often.
They're just
punt the ball on
punting.
fourth. Just punt.
Punt it on third. Yeah.
As soon as they get the ball, just punts it back.
If you're ever behind the chains, just punt it.
Yeah.
Punt it. Start scoring those Iowa Rouges, the safeties.
Is anyone taking anything in this BYU Texas game?
I want to get there with BYU, but I can't.
I can't get off this trade. Give me BYU plus 20.5.
I love it, Jim. I love it.
Like, this is, I
can't get off this ride.
I can't do it, but I love it.
All agree that the kid from Texas, Murphy, that's starting, this is his audition for next year because he's definitely going to be transferring.
Is Arch transferring?
Not true. What?
Is Arch going to transfer though?
No, this is Arch's team. They're going to definitely go to Arch next year. So this is like his thing. He's going to transfer. God knows where.
Got to get some tape out there.
Yeah. But I mean, he could press, lead to some turnovers, lead to some silly mistakes. Keep BYU gets it there. You know what I mean? Like, but I just don't trust BYU. If BYU is just a little bit better, I would be all about it, but I'm not.
Give me BYU. Do it. I'm on it. Lock it in. Always. I don't know why I can't quit it. Mississippi State at Auburn. Auburn's a 6.5-point home favorite. Over under 40.5. Plus 200 on the money line for the Bulldogs. I'm staying away.
My mind is telling me no, but my body's telling me Mississippi State. I'm good. I'm out.
Did you just quote R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Is that not okay anymore? Can you not do that?
You can quote the song versions of R. Kelly. Just don't quote the real version.
Did something happen with R. Kelly?
Not that I'm aware of.
Good old R. Kelly.
Right. East Carolina at UTSA. UTSA is an 18.5-point home favorite. Over under 47.5. Plus 660 on the money line for the Pirates of ECU. No.
ECU is the worst team in the country, I think.
They are so, dude, I thought they were going to be so much better.
I want to see them against Kent State.
They are so bad.
I think watching Charlotte get blown out by FAU last night kind of cements to me how bad ECU is.
Yes.
Props to you for actually watching that game through, man.
I watched the fuck out of that game.
I tapped out.
Yeah.
USC at Cal. USC's a 10-point road favorite. Over under of 67 plus 310 on the money line for the Cal Bears. I took over 66.5 in this one. I did it.
If I had 14 or more, I'd be taking this.
Oh, if this was a 2-touchdown game, I'd be all over Cal.
Yeah, but I wanted nothing to do with it.
Give me the points. Give me nothing but points in this game. Cal will be able to put up points against this USC team.
Hell, I think us three could put up points
probably
against the USC
team.
team.
Give me over 67. I'll take it.
I alone would score 5 touchdowns versus USC. Like throwing the ball up in the air. Like
Mr. Perfect.
Throw it in the air, running around them, and then catching it. 5 tutters. Not to mention the kick returns.
Tulane at Rice. Tulane is a 10-point road favorite. Over under 55. Plus 295 on the money line for the Hootie Hoo Rice Owls. Me got something in this one because I did.
I am not touching this because Rice is the most fucky team of this season for me. I want no part of any Rice game for the rest of the year. No.
Let's make some money, 69. Call me crazy. I love Rice there. Yes!
I am calling you crazy. It's insane to put your trust in these people.
Give me Rice plus 10.5. I'm not touching the money line. Give me Rice.
Every time Rice scores or does something good on defense, I just want you to tweet out the
an owl picture. I'll just tweet out a picture of an owl.
The owl emoji where it
I'll tweet out just random pictures of owls.
You should make like a Photoshop yourself as like an anthropomorphic
owl man,
owl person.
And just... that'd be.
Whoo!
Let's give the graphics Let's give the graphics department.
The graphics department is getting whipped to the fucking core. They've got so much going on.
Guys, I can't even tell you how much better our lives have gotten since we got that unpaid intern that does graphic design.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so good. So good.
Arkansas State, ULM. ULM is a 1.5-point home favorite. Over under 56 plus 102 on the money line for Arkansas State.
Not against my Red Wolves. You give me Arkansas State on the money line plus 110. I'm in it.
Damn, Chase, that's bold. UL.
I'm not passing up on a certain win with the Admiral Butch Jones at the helm. Are you kidding me? That like, brilliant tactician.
He looks to me like he's the cruise chef. He's the cook.
He's the flat top. They actually land the fighter jets on top of his fucking head.
I bet. UL Lafayette at South Alabama. USA is an 11-point home favorite, over under a 56, plus 325 on the money line for Lafayette.
Nothing.
It almost feels like too many points for South Alabama, but I'm going to stay away.
I'm going to stay away too. That I will say, I think that the Raging Cajun drop off post Napier is real. We thought that they might have been set up to still be okay. I don't think that's the case.
Wyoming at Boise State. Boise State is a 4-point home favorite, over under 49, plus 170 on the money line for Wyoming. Chase.
I'm going to bet Wyoming in every single game this year because I really like this team. And if you're going to give me plus 160 money line against Boise State, I understand Boise State's a very good Mountain West team. I just have the utmost faith in the other Mountain West team, Wyoming. So yeah, it's an easy, just straight up play on the money line for me.
That's exactly what I did too. Give me Wyoming. Give me the Cowboys. Wrangle them up all day.
What do you think, Uncle Rico?
Yeah, I definitely like Wyoming here.
I also don't trust this Boise team.
Yeah, I think Wyoming's going to be. Wyoming's tight, dude. I mean, I'm heavily invested in them because of my investment level. I'm not investing in this one.
You know what's funny?
Their Mountain West win.
You know what's funny is I was like, what do you think, Uncle Rico? Because if you were like, no, I don't like it, I was like, yeah, me neither. I've decided to change my mind. This is going to be an hour and a half show of me being like, I'm just going to tail Uncle Rico the entire time.
Never. Marshall, Coastal Carolina. Marshall, a 3.5-point road favorite, over under 46.5, plus 145 on the money line for Coastal. No thank you.
I'm going to pull up his comment since it's relevant. I would think McCall is in.
I don't think I really care too much. I still think Marshall probably wins it. But I want nothing to do with this game.
Yeah, I want nothing to do. Marshall's been better than I thought. But yeah, I want nothing to do.
I think so.
I think we're good on the total. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Mountain West future that I'm worried about.
They've already, once they play this game, they're on the other side of all of the good teams in the Mountain West, I think. I think they've literally played everybody that's worth a damn in the Mountain West, and they might have a couple of teams that they can spank up on.
Tennessee at Kentucky. Tennessee is a 4-point road favorite, over under 50 points, plus 152 on the money line for the Wildcats of Kentucky. Anybody got anything in this one? Pretty sure Erik did.
I got Kentucky plus the points in the money line. Letdown spot for Tennessee. Let's just look who they played. They had that big win over Texas A&M. Then they were up big in the first half against Alabama. Should have won Alabama. Should have beat Alabama. Now you're going to play Kentucky, who's going to be up for this game. Do you trust Milton laying points in the road? I don't. Tennessee's a little banged up on the offensive line. From what I've read and what I've heard by talking to some people, Leary is getting healthier coming off of the bye. Tennessee is going to be able to go without Hayden in the back four, which is going to help him be able to throw the ball if they're able to run the ball against this Tennessee front four. Stoops, 65% ATS against ranked opponents. I took Kentucky here, plus the 3.5 and plus the 150.
I stayed away from this one. I did include it in the Make Chase Happy parlay where I took Tennessee straight up.
Yeah, he did.
Just for those people that didn't tune into the Pick Sports, let me see if I can pull it up what I had for that. It was Mississippi State win over Auburn, BYU to win outright over Texas, West Virginia outright over UCF, Tennessee money line against Kentucky, and then I'm taking the Saints tomorrow. In hindsight, I should have added Texas A&M losing to that one on there as well.
Yo, you just shuffling papers made me feel like we were either in like a corporate or like, NFL franchise draft war room of some sort.
Yeah,
Like
baby.
I was like, we're a fish.
I did just buy a file cabinet off Facebook Marketplace. So now we're feeling more like an office here.
Yeah. Our boy Tether TV.
Yep, Boomer damn serious. You missed the pick on that game because me and Uncle Rico are both on Kansas.
I'm on the under.
I'm on Kansas. I'm just on Kansas. I don't know if Erik actually took that one or not.
Tether TV, I unders took it. I
took Kansas plus the points
right.
and then
that's right.
Plus the points and a straight up win.
Under 66.5. Tombstone it. Tombstone the fun right out of that game. These are legs, by the way, whenever I'm doing the tombstone.
Sportsman. Hey, Chase, where's your notebook? Hey! Perfect.
It's baby builders.
Air Force at Colorado State. Air Force is a 14.5-point road favorite. Over under of 46, plus 460 on the money line for Colorado
Before we
State.
go into this game, can I just say the Navy coach needs to go back to remedial math.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. I have no pick in this game.
Not speaking highly of the branch of the military there. When we have our coaches who can't do math.
I want nothing to do with this game either. Washington, Stanford.
That's how boats get turned sideways in the Suez Canal.
Washington is a 28-point road favorite at Stanford. Over under 61. No money line posted.
Yeah.
This is probably a get-right game for Washington. But
it probably is. Yeah, you do. Who wants to be the guy with that losing ticket in their pocket?
I already took the chance on Penn State. I'm not going to do it on Washington too. Troy at Texas State. Troy is a 6.5-point road favorite. Over under 53, plus 215 on the money line for Texas State.
Texas State is one of those teams that I know absolutely nothing about, but they feel intriguing as a dog. You almost want to sprinkle blindly on the money line a little bit here. I'm not going to, but I almost want to.
They're a wagon.
They are a wagon.
I'm not going to touch it, though. Colorado, UCLA. UCLA is a 15-point home favorite. Over under of 61, plus 520 on the money line for Colorado.
Nothing.
No, thank you. That feels like about right.
Yeah.
Like 14 points seems about right. Ohio State, Wisconsin. Ohio State is a 14.5-point road favorite. Over under of 46, plus 485 on the money line for the Badgers.
I just want to say if Colorado UCLA, if the unders taker was an overs taker, he would overs take the Colorado UCLA game, the 60.5.
I don't want anything to do with that game, and I don't want anything to do with Ohio State, Wisconsin.
Oh, boom. Yeah, that's a
Go
play.
Chase.
Give me Wisconsin. That's such a great spot. Such a great spot to take Wisconsin to cover. You have Ohio State, who had a very hyped up game last week against Penn State. I don't think that it was necessarily like a crazy emotional game, but it did have a little bit of a slugfest feel to it to me. So I think it's a great spot to take Wisconsin at home, getting 15.5, more than 2 touchdowns. I don't care if that Wisconsin offense is a little bit underwhelming. I think that they're going to be able to kind of catch Ohio State in a sleepy spot here. So give me Wisconsin to cover.
I just really don't like taking the Big Ten West against the Big
That's
3.
Fair. That's pretty fair. It is a dog shit comp.
It's the worst division.
I'm disappointed because I thought Chase was going to say McCord McSucks.
I'm kind of Mick okay with them,
I got nothing here. I want to take Wisconsin here, but I couldn't come out with it.
Yeah, I couldn't. I stayed away from this one. Vanderbilt at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 24.5-point home favorite. Over under of 63, plus 1150 on the money line for the Commodores.
No. God, no.
No.
This is going to be the week where a bunch of dogs cover huge spreads, but come nowhere close to winning. Like, it's going to be an exciting week for gamblers, but it's going to be a just dog shit week of watching, I think.
I will say this. If you haven't been to a tailgate at Ole Miss, nice thing to do.
Oh, that does sound fun.
The Grove, being a state adjacent, I of course think the Grove is overrated, and that the people of Ole Miss are overrated too.
It'd be fun to hit up the parking lot for Vanderbilt, though.
That would be awesome.
While they're building the stadium.
I'm at the football game. I'm at the construction site. I'm at the combination football game and construction site.
North Carolina, Georgia Tech, UNC's an 11.5-point road favorite, over under of 65, plus 340 on the money line for the Yellow Jackets.
You want to take Georgia Tech just on general principle, but then you're afraid of the net crack game from North Carolina after they give one up to Virginia. So for me, it's a do not touch.
I am staying away. Tether TV saying LSU tailgate, best one they've ever been to.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I've heard. I'd love to go.
Yeah.
Never been.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
ODU, James Madison. James Madison is a 20.5-point home favorite, over under 49, plus 825 on the money line for ODU.
Side note, I read if there's not enough teams that have 6 wins, JMU can go bowling. And the easiest bet in bowling season this year is JMU in whatever bowl game they go to.
Oh, for sure.
As soon as that line opens up,
yeah,
it's, dare I say, hammer time.
It might be.
Yeah.
Washington State, Arizona State.
Maybe we can get the sound department to work on a little hammer time from MC Hammer. And
I'll see if we can cut it up so that we won't get like copyright blocked or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I do it, but like also I'm audio only, so that's how I get away with us like getting
the fact that we're on like
locked out.
Twitch is whatever, and Twitter doesn't care. Facebook, it's the fact that we post on YouTube as well that's where they get you.
Yeah,
that's where
that unpaid intern is really going to be getting work this week, dude.
But I think we can. I think we can.
We need
we can work him on Sunday.
We need an unpaid copyright attorney.
We'll bring him in on Sunday to like really hammer in and get some work done. Washington State, Arizona State. Washington State -5 on the road, over under 49.5, plus 172 for the Sun Devils. I know that we should probably not back them, but I'm taking Arizona State again, plus 5.5.
Good Lord, Jim.
Yeah, I know. They played close. They got the cover. I think they can do it again against the other Washington school. Give me ASU. Cincinnati, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State -7.5 at home, over under 53, plus 240 on the money line for Cincinnati. Erik.
Who does Oklahoma State have on deck?
Oklahoma.
Teams on a 3-game ATS and 3-game winning streak that are laying 7 points or more in conference play for the last 20 years. Pretty good sample size. A robust 32% ATS. That's what Oklahoma State is. They won 3 in a row. They've covered 3 straight. Look, just looking at this metrics on Cincinnati, they are 67th in the country on passing offense, 10th in the country rushing offense. How have they lost 5 straight games and are sitting at 2-5?
They're the worst team in the Big 12 right now.
Bad turnovers, and their defense isn't getting any turnovers. I think we're going to see that come back to the norm. I feel like 7.5 is way too much in this spot. I don't trust Oklahoma State's defense because I feel you can run on them. I think Cincinnati is going to look at running on them. And Cincinnati's defense is going to be able to get stops. When you look at the metrics with their rush defense against Oklahoma's rush offense, huge matchup advantage to Cincinnati. I know Bowman has come in and he's looked good, but the key to that is every single game they've rushed for over 175 yards, which has taken pressure off of Bowman. If they're not able to rush the ball and they force Bowman to make some throws, I don't think he's going to be able to make some throws. I like Cincinnati here. I played them at plus 7.5. I played them at plus 265 on the money line.
I agree that 7.5 is probably too much for this Oklahoma State team. That's why I have them in something a little bit later that I'll share with you all.
Oh my
at
god,
the end of
dude!
the show.
Jesus. Yeah, I can't drink till next Monday, dude.
UNLV, Fresno State. Fresno is -9 at home, over under 55.5, plus 275 on the money line for UNLV. I took the Rebs. I did it. Give me UNLV plus 9.5 in a close one against Fresno. I think this one's going to be fairly competitive.
Yeah, I this is one I'm definitely on to. You give me UNLV. They're a good team. It's just too many points. Even though I do think Fresno is better. I think Fresno likely wins, but I think UNLV is very live to cover. Very live to cover.
The turnover slot machine.
Damn right. I love the turnover.
That's so dope. So dope. And I'm a chain advocate, and I'm okay with the slot machine.
Do I need to
Well, you
start
got to be
throwing
okay because the chain's not there anymore.
Get it out.
They don't have a chain no more.
Right,
We got to get you. We got to get you some 8 to 10 millimeter Cuban,
Oregon State,
yellow or rose, gold.
Oh yeah,
whatever you like, whatever you're into.
Oregon State at Arizona. The Beavs are 3-point road favorites, over under 56.5, plus 130 on the money line for Arizona. No, thank you.
Nothing.
New Mexico at Nevada. Nevada's a 1-point home favorite. This is a very shit game.
Yeah.
Over under 49.5.
Whoa.
Insults being hurled about.
Some of us are deeply invested in New Mexico over 3.5 wins.
Okay.
And this is going to be on the main screen. Oh, actually, I'm going to be at a party night. This is going to be on the telephone screen. Grinding it out. So, yeah.
It really will be a grind to watch this game.
Just
when I can't drink alcohol.
Picture.
Ooh, brutal.
So picture let's just say a angry Uncle Rico sweating bullets over the buffalo chicken dip, dressed as the
guy
caveman.
from Scream. The guy from Scream. I have a Scream mask on.
Yep.
Yeah. With it pulled up over his head so he can see his game on his phone, sweating fucking bullets over a New Mexico game. Like, that's
Damn right.
our goal. That's who we choose to roll with right there. That's our man. That's our guy.
We'll
That's
back him up
life
every time.
achievement.
Yes. Yeah.
Last game of the day, boys. San Jose State at Hawaii.
I would help that man hide a body.
I would too. I'd help both of you guys, though, to be fair. San Jose State at Hawaii.
We have. You and I already have at least 3.
SJSU, 10.5-point road favorites at Hawaii, over under 59, plus 325 on the money line for the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, did anyone need a get out special? Give me Hawaii plus 10.5 in the get out special at 11 o'clock at night. Hell yeah.
I got Hawaii plus 11, baby. Give me Hawaii plus 11.
Boom, boom, boom.
Love it. Love that little late night action.
I got nothing.
All right, people, we are into a special part of our show where we give the round robins, we give the parlay. Who wants to start us off? Chase, go ahead.
All right, so I played this as a straight up, but also as 2-teamer round robins, just like Uncle Rico, our great sage, has taught us. We're gonna go Wake Forest plus 20.5. We're going to go under 66.5, Oklahoma and Kansas. We're going to go Northwestern plus 13.5. Miami minus 18.5. And Georgia minus 14.5. So that's a total, to hit it all, it'd be 37-18. Plus 37-18 for the round robin. Plus 27.46 for the straight parlay of those 5.
I'll go next with mine. I'm taking Miami of Ohio straight up over Ohio. I'm gonna
wrong Miami. You punched the wrong Miami.
I know. I am also taking the disgusting Arizona State Sun Devils straight up at home against Washington State. I'm taking Wyoming straight up against Boise. UNLV straight up against Fresno. West Virginia against UCF. And Kansas straight up against Oklahoma. As a parlay, it's 110 to 1 odds.
Love it.
I think all of my games except for the Georgia game are at 11, and it's all just so I can have a massive get out late at in the Hawaii game. That's the plan.
All right. Are you guys ready for my...
I am wearing my big boy pants. I hate the Lakers.
Yep.
Here
What about
is
me?
my-
I have large child pants, you know?
Here is mine. Are we ready for this?
Lay it on us.
Kansas plus 300. Utah plus 205. MSU plus 235. Florida plus 450. Kentucky plus 146. And Cincy plus 265. 1-6 legger. And then I did the old by twos.
I was gonna say that's a pretty big one for you.
I usually only do 5, but you know, we're rolling with it. We'll see what
Yeah, roll
happens.
with it.
We'll
Okay,
roll.
last pick of the day. It is my beautiful Make Uncle Rico Need to Drink teaser. It's a 4-teamer, and it goes as thus. BYU teased up to 26.5, plus 26.5.
Did you hit this one last week?
No, Eric, I think I forget which one fucked me over last week. If I look back, I'm pretty sure it was Air Force maybe that screwed me. No, Arkansas minus a half a point screwed me last week. Either way, BYU plus 26.5. Give me Minnesota minus half a point.
That's the one that's going to screw you right there, buddy.
Give me Army teased down to 3.5. I'm teasing Army down to 3.5. And give me Oklahoma State minus 1.5.
That's that. You got 2 screws right there, buddy.
No, baby.
Yeah.
They're going to win. How does it lose?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Usually I'm like, yeah, there's no way this loses. But then the entire time you're reading these off, all I'm thinking is like, yeah, that's fucked. Oh, that's fucked too.
Yeah.
Oh, no way you're hitting that one.
That parlay is going to be rough, but when I hit it, it's going to be massive. Massive, I say. Oh, actually, did I say it was 110 to 1 odds on my parlay? I meant it was 1,000 to 1 odds on my parlay.
Hey, man, go big or go home, dude. You know what?
That's what I did.
You got to think of it like this. And I don't mean to get too sentimental. We each have a cap at how many college football Saturdays we have in our lives. How do you want to live?
Wow. Ooh,
Damn.
Wow, man.
Damn,
Wow.
I was going to
Damn.
play a fart sound effect after that, and I just decided it's too emotional. It's too emotional. I went against it. Awesome. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for paying attention to us. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you next week for another episode of the College Football Tailgate. Toodaloo.